Brad Stevens is back at it again with a move that I think a lot of us were expecting, but we just didn't know when it was coming. Well, it's finally here. Neemias Queta has been signed to the 15th and the final roster spot for the Boston Celtics. As you guys know, Neemias has been a two-way player for the Celtics and the Maine Celtics right now, but because he was a two-way player, that means he could not play in the playoffs without an NBA standard contract, and now he has it. I think this is going to be a great addition for the Boston Celtics. Let's go ahead and dive into what Neemias has already done for the season. He's only played in 26 games. He's averaging about 11 minutes per game, which is not bad at all for a two-way player. About 5 points per game, mainly coming down low off the glass. 5 rebounds, nearly 1 block, which is incredible to have somebody like Neemias Queta size to be able to provide down low with Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis on the bench. I think Neemias Queta has been a great addition to the Boston Celtics. You guys know I have been on the Neemias Queta train since before this season even started. I had my ups and downs with Luke Cornett, but not Neemias Queta. You guys know I've been a stan, and I am so glad that his hard work has paid off, and I want you guys to go ahead and show him the love that he does deserve. Go ahead and spam 88 down in the comments section below because Neemias still has a lot on his plate coming up because, as you guys know, the Maine Celtics have made their way to the NBA G League Finals for the first time in franchise history. They just recently won the Eastern Conference Championship. Neemias Queta had a huge part in that role as well. So although he hasn't been with the Celtics this entire season, he has been playing for the G League most of the time with Jordan Walsh, J.D. Davison. He had 16 points in the Eastern Conference Finals. He had 19 rebounds. You can say G League, you can say whatever, but 19 boards is still incredible. That's Giannis and Joker type of stats. 2 blocks, and he was shooting nearly 90% from the field. I also thought it was really interesting that after that G League game, Noah Dalzo, who I do love her reporting, she commented on how Neemias Queta feels from the Boston Celtics support standpoint. And she said, Neemias told me that he's already gotten a bunch of texts from Celtics players and members from the organization congratulating him on tonight's Maine Celtics win, said that support has meant a lot to him, and specifically named Luke Cornett as someone who's been cheering them on. Luke Cornett, who was wearing his Maine Celtics jersey in warm-ups the other day to cheer them on. He said that he's really idolized somebody like Luke Cornett and really modifies his game after somebody like LK. So I think it's great that Neemi's coming in, and he already has a relationship with the C's, so now it's time to get that ring. Plus, they signed him for a multi-year deal. Once again, Neemias Queta is not new to this NBA organization. He's been playing for the Sacramento Kings the past 2 years. They just signed him this offseason, one of the many moves that I've loved from Brad Stevens this year. But Neemias Queta played for the Kings, and it really didn't work out there. So now that he's on the East Coast, I think that it just proves he's been playing hard, he's been working his ass off, and it's finally getting rewarded as Neemias Queta is now finally on the Boston Celtics. I'm going to break that down more in just a few seconds, but I got to let you guys know about this huge promo that's going on right now with PrizePicks.com, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. You guys know that I love making my PrizePicks on NBA, but that's not all they have. You can do college basketball. Well, I guess not anymore until next season, but it'll be there again. You can do MLS, MLB, hockey as well. But the reason why I want to bring up NBA is because right now, on Taco Tuesday of all days, which means they're already providing discounts on some players' projected stats, well, now they have an NBA protected play up to $20. As you guys can see, I checked that little box down low, which does give me that protected play, up to $20 on a deposit, and if I don't win, I'm going to get my money back. However, I'm pretty confident in my stats here because all I had to do was pick between 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less. That's it. I'm going to take the Taco Tuesday deal because I always do, and I got Doncic having more than 45.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Derek White's been popping off in the assist category. I have him having more than 4.5. KP with more than 8.5 rebounds and assists. This man said over 10 rebounds in the last couple of games, so why would I not try that one? And then I got Steph Curry going against the Lakers tonight for the 9th seed in the NBA Western Conference, having more than 27 points. These are my picks. Go on ahead and make yours. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, an enormous selection of players and stat types. That's why I play PrizePicks. Just pick more or pick less. It is that easy. Well, let's talk about the stay ready group here for a moment. While Delano Banton is in this picture, he's no longer with the Boston Celtics. He's doing his damn thing in Portland, which we saw the other day. But the stay ready group has what the bench players have coined themselves. No matter what happens, they're ready to go in, and that's been proven time and time again this season. And what's really great is that Neemias Queta, who's a part of that stay ready group, there shouldn't be any impact as to whether or not Queta will be able to play in the NBA G League game tonight, which would be huge for the organization, get him some last-minute reps in some high-stakes game. But the reason why I think it's important for Neemias Queta to kind of jump right in to the Boston Celtics Stay Ready group is because in these next 4 games, I think the Stay Ready group is going to have a lot of time on the court to be able to have a lot of practice in terms of what's going to happen here in the playoffs, because Mazzulla has used several different lineups this season. We've seen Pritchard start, Sam Hauser start. We saw Shea Brissett start one game as well. Mazzulla is trying to prepare these guys for any circumstances that they might face getting to Banner 18, which is incredible because nobody predicted Jason Tatum to sprain his ankle on the first play of the Eastern Conference Final Series with the Miami Heat. If that happens again, it'll be a dagger. But I know the bench players will be ready, especially since in the NBA right now, they have really moved up in a lot of the standings in terms of their statistics. They're about 15.8 in rebounds per game, 8th in the NBA, shooting 38% from a three-point line combined, 2nd in the NBA, 53.5 defensive rating, 6.1 net rating, and they're shooting a whopping 56% effective field goal percentage, 2nd in the NBA. I mean, we know Boston Celtics have the best 6-man starters in the NBA, but now they've got a pretty elite bench as well. Here's what Mazzulla had to say about the Stay Ready group. It says, it starts with them, honestly. And I think Payton leads a charge on that mindset. But like O'Shea, just loves competing at a high level. All of those guys, too. And I think when those guys are in the game, there's no drop-off from the execution and the effort that we're trying to play with. So it's a credit to them. And I completely agree with that. Is there a drop-off in talent? Just a little bit. But we saw that against the Sacramento Kings when the bench played the entire fourth quarter. And I noticed that Hauser and Pritchard are constantly in that first round of rotation here for the Celtics, and they're averaging over 20 minutes per game. But who's to say Shea Brissett can't get more than 20 minutes per game? Maybe stop with the fouling so much. But Luke Cornett as well. I think there's a lot of players who can play an exceeded amount of minutes if they need to. But I want to talk about Pritchard just for a moment, because Mazzulla had such great things to say about that leader that Pritchard has become, and saying everybody on our team has a leadership role. But Payton's done a great job just turning that into a well-rounded player in the games. But also just the attitude he brings by the Stay Ready group. Anytime he steps on the floor, he's competing at the highest of levels. I've really enjoyed watching him grow as a leader and as a player. And I am all in with what Joe Mazzulla said. When I watch PP play, I feel like I'm watching him back again in Oregon. I love that scrappy, tenacious type of guard. Is he the tallest? No, but I promise he's going to give you the attitude and the effort of somebody that's a 7-foot big man. He's averaging about 9 points per game. That's 6 on the NBA. That's 6 on the Boston Celtics, which obviously after the starting 5, there you got Payton Pritchard. 3.2 assists per game, nearly an offensive rebound a game, which is a lot for somebody that's constantly crashing to the board on offense. 45.4% on the field goal percentage and 38% from the field. PP is constantly proving why he could be a legit point guard in the NBA. Should he be starting for the Celtics? No. I think he is great in the second unit, and he's really proving to be a dominant two-way player in that second unit. Most of the time when I used to see Payton Pritchard play, I used to always think of him as just a catch-and-shoot 3 kind of guy, but he's really evolved to more than that. He now actually structures that offense. On defense, he's stealing left and right. His defense is locked down, hand on a hip, wants to make a guy do something, adding that pressure, especially pressure on the starters. So when they come back in, they're a lot more tired. So overall, I think the Boston Celtics do have the best 8-man rotation in the NBA. You can fight me on it all you want. I don't care. I'm stamping it right now. And if you let Payton Pritchard start the remainder of the season, because you don't have to win any more games, you have secured home court advantage. You've secured the first spot in the Eastern Conference Eastern Conference standings. So if you let Pritchard start the rest of the remainder of the games, I think that would be a really big shakeup to help him be prepared for the playoffs. So I want you guys to go on ahead and show Payton Pritchard some love down below. Spam your 11 in the comments. If you haven't already spammed your 88 for Neemias Queta, make sure you got enough love to give around to Payton Pritchard as well. And as always, hit that sub button for me. We're going to be going live for every single Boston Celtics regular season and playoff game. I do not want you guys to miss this, especially with the new and improved roster. Go on ahead and hit that sub button for me.